Okay, is everything all right? Can you see me? Can you see the board?
Yes.
Yes,
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 sir.
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 Okay, so let's start with today's class. So today we are going to do the last chapter from world history. That is non-aligned movement. Okay, you can see actually I prepared everything yesterday, but I had to go on official duty, so could not do it yesterday. So today we'll complete this very small chapter with very few topics. Okay, only few things are there. If you have gone through the syllabus, you'll come to know that we have to know what is meant by NAM, non-aligned movement, isn't it? So see here, non-aligned movement, NAM. So what actually is meant by NAM and why this NAM was started? Non-aligned movement, why it was started? Okay, so as you all know, my dear, that after the Second World War, uh, the world was divided into two power camps. The world was divided into two power camps, Western Bloc and the Democratic Bloc. Okay, or we can say world was divided into two powerful camps, like one bloc was led by USSR and other bloc was led by USA, and from that time onward Cold War started. Cold War. Okay, so from 1945 onward till 1991, that era was known as Cold War. Okay, so we are not going to discuss about all this Cold War and all. Like World War II came to an end in 1945. World War II, that means Second World War, came to an end in 1945, and India became free in the year 1947. Okay, 45 World War came to an end with the dropping of atom bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The Second World War came to an end, and our country India became independent in 1947. So not only India, many more countries were there. So those colonial countries, they freed themselves and they became an independent country. So that was a time when they had to decide their foreign policy. What should they do? Should they join any of the power camps? Because many of the communist countries, they joined, that means the Soviet bloc, and many of the democratic countries, they joined the Western bloc, that is democratic bloc led by America. So this was the time that India had to decide what should they do, what should be their foreign policy. So they decided not to join any of the power camps. Okay, India decided not to join any of the power camps, neither USA nor USSR bloc. Okay, and then there was a formation of non-aligned movement. You can see here this word. Can you see aligned? What is the meaning of aligned? Aligned means agreement. Abiru, can you see this word?
Yes, sir.
Aligned means agreement, and non-aligned means non-agreement. That means they don't agree with any of the two power camps. That means one block. Let me write it over here. USA, USSR. Okay, so I wrote it over there, USA and USSR. Okay, these two blocks. I'm not going to join this block, neither this block. Okay, so they decided to remain far away from these two power camps. That means they did not object to that. They were not against this. Okay, they were not against this power blocks. They decided to remain far away and try to solve their economic as well as the domestic problems of their country, because India had achieved freedom after a long time, isn't it? So right now we had freed ourselves from the foreign rule. 1947, India became free from foreign rule. So if right now, if I join any of these power camps, still again I have to be under any of the foreign rule. Okay, by chance, let us assume that if war takes place, if USA and USSR are involved in a war, then what will be my role? So definitely if I'm supporting USA, I'll also be involved in the war. So this is the time that I am not ready, I'm not prepared for all these things. So they decided to remain far away from the power blocks. Okay, so then there was a beginning of a non-aligned movement. So many of the colonial countries, many of the independent countries, those who had recently been freed from the colonial rule, they decided not to join these power camps. Okay, they decided to remain far away from these two power camps. Okay, that is why there was a starting of a non-aligned movement. Okay, you can see here, if you go through this part, you can see here, can you see this? Non-aligned movement. So you can see non-aligned movement. I have written it over here. It can be different also. It stands for, what does NAM stand for? It stands for peace, cooperation, and staying away from the Cold War. Staying away from the Cold War. That means from 1947 onward, okay, so in 1945 onward, that was the beginning of Cold War. So India or the non-aligned countries, they decided to stay away from the Cold War. Means they wanted to stay far away from these two power camps. Is that clear? Did you understand? Now, who were the architect of NAM? Who were the architect of NAM? Who were the founding members of NAM? Who were the founding members of NAM? You can see here. Few names are there. Number one is Marshal Tito, but I'll just refer this name first, Jawaharlal Nehru. The Prime Minister of India played an active role in the formation of non-aligned movement, Jawaharlal Nehru. And apart from Jawaharlal Nehru, the Prime Minister of India, Marshal Tito was there. He was from Yugoslavia. Isn't it? Marshal Tito, then Sukarno. Okay, then again Abdul Nasir was also there. Abdul Nasir, he was the general from Egypt. So many of the colonial countries who had freed themselves from the British rule, they now decided to start non-aligned movement. That means non-agreement. They don't want to join any of the camps. Any of the camps means US camp, USA, a democratic camp, and Soviet camp, USSR, Soviet bloc. Okay, so if you are asked the question as per the syllabus, like who were the architect or name the architect of NAM, then you have to write Jawaharlal Nehru, the Prime Minister of India. Okay, then you can see here Abdul Nasir is there, Sukarno is there. Okay, then Marshal Tito is there. Okay, so all these four, even from China also, Zhou Enlai was also there. Zhou Enlai. Did you understand? Okay, so what does NAM stand for? NAM stand for peace, cooperation, and staying away from the staying away from the Cold War. Now, all these are clear. Now, if you are asked what were the objectives, they may not ask, but if we are going through this chapter, let us go through this also. What were the objectives? Or when was the first summit of the non-aligned movement held? Okay, where, when and where? So the answer is, it was held at Belgrade. Where was it held? Belgrade in the year 1961. 1961 at Belgrade, the first summit of non-aligned movement was held. Okay, now what were the objectives of NAM? What were the objectives of NAM? Number one, end of racism. They wanted to end racism. Okay, next one, racism. You may ask, sir, what is the meaning of racism? Definitely, the superior race like Germany or Britain, they used to think, no, we are born to rule, we belong to a superior race, isn't it? And treating we Indian as an inferior race or the African as an inferior race, that should be ended. That should come to an end. So they decided to end all sort of racism from the world. Okay. Number two, safeguarding the environment. Definitely, they will work for protecting the environment, safeguarding the environment. Okay, so every organization, every movement has certain objectives. So non-aligned movement also had this objective of safeguarding the environment. Okay, if my voice is not clear, please one of you can knock. Okay, otherwise I'll go on continuing this chapter. Is everything okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now number three, end of imperialism. End of imperialism. What is mean by imperialism? The powerful country ruling over the weaker nations. Like you can see a British imperialism. They came to India as a trader, controlled the political as well as economic condition, and we became their slave, isn't it? They ruled. Powerful country, that means a weak country cannot rule over the powerful country. Only the powerful can rule over the weaker. That is imperialism. So now onward, we are going to end imperialism. No to imperialism. Then number 4, equality. We all the members of non-aligned countries, we all are equal. We all will treat ourselves equally. Is that clear? We are going to treat ourselves equally. Then number 5, very important. You can see here. Can you see this? What is written over here, Abhirup?
Yes, sir.
What is this?
Sir, disarmament, sir.
Very good. Okay. Disarmament. What is the meaning of disarmament? Armament means to make your country fully loaded with arms so that you can defend your country at any time. Disarmament means we are going to reduce our arms, right? We are going to invest not on arms, but we'll apply those for the development of our country. Okay, right now you see all the countries of the world, they need to protect, they want to protect their country, defend their country. That is why they are producing different arms, highly sophisticated weapons. So a lot of money is required or not? Okay, lot of money is required. If you talk about India, if the defense equipment is not required much, then definitely those money can be utilized for the development of infrastructure in our country, development of schools, colleges, universities and all. Okay, so we are not going to work on armament. We are not going to purchase more and more arms. Okay, right now, suppose right now means 1947 onward, we are a newly independent country. Right now, we cannot think of buying and procuring more and more arms. Right now, our motive is, our agenda is to group the scattered country India properly under a strong domestic as well as foreign policy. Okay, so that is disarmament. We are not going to arm our nation. We are going to reduce. We'll keep arms, but to a limit. Okay, and then this one, number 6. What is written number 6? Sital. Number 6.
Helping the UN.
Okay.
Helping the UN.
After 19, listen. After 1945, you know, United Nations Organization was established, right? UNO, the chapter which you did before this, United Nations Organization. So what was the motive of United Nations? To maintain international peace and security. So thus keep that in headline, okay, that the objective of non-aligned movement was also to help the United Nations. You can see here, USA is also the member of United Nations. USSR also is a member of United Nations. And these two nations are involved in a Cold War. Just imagine. If the member, that means the powerful member, important member of Security Council are involved in a Cold War situation. So this time, who is going to look after the security of the world? Definitely other nations. So India, though was a newly independent country, decided, along with India, many more countries were there, they decided to help the United Nations Organization. Okay, did you understand? Let us recap. You don't have to prepare again, turning the pages of the book for this chapter. Just listen to this video, go to this video, work is over. Number 1, what is the meaning of NAM? Non-aligned movement. Okay, when was the first summit of the non-aligned movement held? 1961 at Belgrade. Okay, what does NAM stand for? What is the meaning of NAM? NAM stands for peace, cooperation, staying away from the Cold War. Or non-aligned movement was started in order to keep the countries, that means non-aligned countries, far away from these two power camps, that is USA and USSR. Okay, who were the signatories of a non-aligned movement? You can see here, Marshal Tito is there, Jawaharlal Nehru is there, Sukarno is there, Abdul Nasir is there. One more is there. The name of that person is Zhou Enlai. Zhou Enlai. Okay, so objectives are here. So this is all about from this chapter. Okay, so hope you all have understood. Thank you very much for watching. Please take care, stay safe. Bye bye.